Oh, no, we're good.
To Manning Field here in the great city of Lynn for tonight's high school football game between the visiting Everett Crimson Tide and the homestanding Lynn Classical Rams. I'm Paul Halloran, along with my good friend and sidekick Bob Mullins, who will talk as soon as we complete the national anthem.
They're out there.
The Lynn Public Schools marching band with a good rendition of the national anthem. And Bob, here we are, and a short commute for both of us, which we like. And Everett has some bouncing back to do. That was a really tough loss at Brockton last week, Bob. They were ahead 21-7, had the game completely under control, gave up 28 unanswered points.
Yeah, very, very difficult loss for Everett last week. Actually, they had 21, and with 4 minutes left in the second quarter, it looked like they were going in again to make it a 28-point first half. And I think it was 4 consecutive penalties in a row pushed them back into that punt, which was
3 for 25 yards.
Yeah,
so
and then they had
put them back
punt
at the punt formation, which we know how that ended up.
And that turned the game around completely. So, yeah, that's looking forward to them bouncing back tonight for sure.
Everett and Classical first played in 1897. They played 23 times between 1897 and 1978, including one of the most iconic high school football games ever in Massachusetts history, a 19-2 win by Classical, led by the legendary Harry Aganis, before a crowd of 23,000 at Manning Bowl, the precursor to Manning Field, in 1947. Everett has won the last 4 by a combined 154-26 since the series resumed in 2020, with Everett returning to the GBL.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Pardon me, with Classical returning.
Yes.
Everett had already returned, Classical
right.
returning.
Classical and English both went to the GBL. Exactly. That must have been quite a game, Paul, back in the Harry Aganis era, that's for sure.
Oh, my God.
23,000 people here at the bowl. That's incredible.
It's the former Manning Bowl, as you're looking at your screen, the picture of the field being turned around 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Is that 90 degrees?
Yeah.
90,
90,
right?
yep.
90-degree turn, and the field was going lengthwise. This Manning Field came into being, I believe, approximately 20 years ago. City did a great job. Everett wins the toss and defers, so Lynn Classical will get the ball. Lynn Classical, Bob, coached by our friend Brian Vaughn, who you coached
absolutely, yep.
As a senior. He played on the 1990 Lynn English Super Bowl team.
Yes, yep. He was a very, very good high school player here at Lynn English, and yeah, he was tremendous. Super Bowl year, he was tremendous season. He went on and played college football at Northeastern.
Very good at Northeastern.
Yeah, and broke the records, I believe, at Northeastern. But yeah, that goes back certainly 1990. But Brian was a great player.
Brian, of course, had his son, Brian, playing for quarterback for him last year. He's moved on to Western Connecticut State, I believe.
Correct. And actually, Brian, I believe, coached over at Everett for a little short
Brian
period.
was with Coach Tibbs for a while. Everett, Bob, is led by senior wide receiver Yariel Ortiz. He has, in 6 games, 34 receptions for 628 yards and 8 touchdowns. Wow.
Tremendous. And he is very, very, very good talent. Certainly the bright spot for the offense for sure. Great set of hands, runs great patterns, just an all-around outstanding receiver.
We talked playoffs briefly. Everett is dropped to 16, right on the bubble of the Division I power rankings. The top 16 make it. Classical is 25th in Division III, and we are going to be underway with Classical
That's a live ball.
almost allowing that ball to roll around too long.
They actually did. It actually hit him in the shins and was loose there for a little bit, but Classical did fall on it. And they're going to pick up and start the first offensive drive, 1st and 10. Looks like it's going to be marked right at the 40-yard line, I believe. So
1st and 10 at the 40. Classical will break the huddle. We'll get our Classical roster out here. Very good accommodations here, as always, at Manning
absolutely.
Field. Up in the booth, high above Manning Field.
I believe the Classicals had a couple of major injuries at
Two
the quarterbacks.
quarterbacks. Not one, but two.
Exactly.
I believe the quarterback is going to be a converted running back named Tyron Hoon, number 1. If we can see down there. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
That's a problem. That is a bad snap or maybe just not handled. Is that number 1, by the way?
Yes, it was. Yep.
Okay.
Certainly,
So that'll go as a fumble and negative yardage for Classical.
It certainly was a bad snap. The quarterback never even got near the football.
So they're going to lose 19 on the opening snap.
Wow. Without even touching the ball, 19-yard loss.
Yeah,
Wow.
he actually did the right thing, but at that point you got to cut your losses and just jump on it. But
he tries to pick that up, he could have been in trouble.
So Brian Vaughn will dip into his play chart and see what he has down under 2nd and 29. It's probably a short list.
Yeah, I know they like to run the direct snap to the quarterback, and basically that's their offense pretty much for the season.
Yeah, well, 2nd and 29 kind of puts a damper on that. Hoon will keep it, and he will go nowhere.
Just as they've been doing all year. Straight ahead, maybe back to the yard of scrimmage.
Lost a yard, 3rd and 30.
Wow.
So good start for the Tide here.
Very good. It looks like Everett can hold them here in 3rd down. They should end up with great field position.
At least,
for sure.
yes, absolutely. We talked about Ortiz. We'll talk a little more about the offense in a few minutes when they get the ball back. Should be after this play. That's an interesting 3rd and 30 call.
3rd and 30, and they run the same exact play as they ran the last play.
And which will bring up 4th and 31.
For another loss of 1 yard, absolutely no gain. And if that's what they're doing on 3rd and 30, then you know that's probably their game plan for the evening. So not much to work with there in their offense, that's for sure.
Yeah, as you say, Bob, if they're going to run that offense, they really, you're looking to get 4, 5, 6 on 1st down and have manageable 2nd and 3rd down. I don't think 2nd and 29 was part of that master plan.
No, it is.
Here's Bob. Look at this. The punter's only 10 yards back. Luckily gets it off. Holy Toledo. He was only 10 yards back. It's going to come to rest at the 44.
Yeah, as we said, they would end up with great field position, which they did. They're going to start their first offensive series on the 44-yard line, 1st and 10.
They almost ended up with really good field position because as close as he was, Bob, that was a high snap.
Yeah.
He had to go up and get it.
He actually did a good job getting it off.
So Everett is about as good a start as they could ask for. We said Manny Santiago is the leading rusher with 417 yards on 90 carries. I want to see.
Now, it looks like we're going to have a new quarterback tonight.
Is this, this is, if it's Ken, it is Jeremiah Clark, the Viper. So Jeremiah Clark starts the game at quarterback. Motion. McComb. Handoff. Manny gets about 3 or 4.
Straight ahead, yeah. Good pickup. Looks like he got 3 yards there.
So Jeremiah Clark is a sophomore quarterback. He picked up, Manny picked up 4, 2nd and 6 at the 40.
Yeah, to get Jeremiah's got good size, Paul. It says he's 6'3", 170.
He is in the shotgun with one back to his right, 2 receivers to the left, 1 in motion, comes to rest in the slot, 1 split out right. It's going to be a pass into right flat. It's going to be complete. It's going to be a tackle broken. It's going to be a second tackle broken. It's going to be a first down. We are a long way away, folks, without a monitor. I think that was Barreros, but
yeah, good pass and catch and a great run after the catch. And we got an official's timeout here for an injury. One of the Lynn Classical players is still down on the field. Hopefully he's okay. But as we take a break here, there's no score here at Man and Ball. With 8:25 remaining in the first quarter, and Everett on the move.
Yeah, this is he is hurting. This Classical player is in some pain down there, unfortunately. So they've waved the players off the field.
Hard to see the numbers.
Yeah, we got to bear with us, folks. We have no monitor, and we're very high above the field, and the numbers aren't all that visible, especially the Everett on the white shirt. So we are going to do the absolute best we can. This is Classical player is at least sitting up. See if he can become standing up. So that was a good completion. I think they're going to get down to about the 28. That would have been about 12 yards and a first down for the Crimson Tide.
Well, they're trying to get him to his feet, which they now have, and
now it's
looks like he's going to walk off.
It's a long walk to the home sideline from the far side of the field, but is walking with some assistance, so that's good to see. So when we come out here, Classical is going to, Everett is going to be 1st and 10 at the Classical 28-yard line. I believe this clock will start on the referee's set, but they got to wait for the injured player to come off the field.
And the injured player looks like number 72, Paul, Wendell Rodriguez, and he's walking off with the trainer, so that's a good sign.
Yes.
And here we go. Everett's back on the field, ready to go, 1st and 10.
Clock is under center, Bob. A rare look for the Crimson Tide. This has got to be Manny, right? It is. Breaks it outside again. If he gets the corner, he's gone. Manny's out of bounds at about the 17. That'll be a first down.
Great run. Good blocking up front by the offensive line. Yeah, and actually, he was under center the first snap of the game, Paul, as well.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so a little different look. Carlos didn't take many under center. But great run. This could be a big night for him tonight.
Back to the shotgun is Jeremiah Clark. 2 plays move, both go left to right. Clark is going to give the ball to Santiago. Goes through the seam. Good job cutting through the seam. He's going to be close to another first down.
Yeah, it looks like he's a little bit short, but very, very close. It's hard to see that side of the field from up
he got
here,
it.
but
He got 10.
they gave him the mark, first down.
Needed 10, got 10. Manny comes into the game again with 90 carries, 417 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns, averaging 4.6 yards a carry. He is Everett's leading rusher.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a big night tonight, Manny. So they get first and goal from the 7-yard line.
Based on what we've seen from the injury-plagued Classical offense, Bob,
yes,
it could be a big night for a lot of people wearing white. As we said, Classical down to their third quarterback. This is a pitch forward. It's going to end up at the 1. That was Ortiz. Did he get in? No, he didn't. Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. And that's going to go as a pass because that was as one of those shovel passes.
Shovel pass complete, so it is a pass, and 7 yards for the touchdown.
So that will be Yariel Ortiz's team-leading 10th touchdown of the season. Puts the Tide up 6-0. On for the kick is Luca Da Silva, who is 12 for 15. He has been very good.
Yeah, he earned the spot.
Spot down, kick up, kick is good. So as the teams come back upfield, Everett takes advantage of field position that was created by a 19-yard loss in Classical's first play from scrimmage. Oh, the Geek Squad is back. The Josh Delgazo Geek Squad has our monitor back.
That's right, fellas.
He's the best.
We're back on. We're back on.
All right.
So Everett 7. Now we'll be able to see the numbers. Very good, Bob. Everett 7, Classical 0, 7:09 to go in the first quarter. You can see the Classical play sheet if you want. We now have an excellent picture.
That's excellent. Because, I couldn't see down to the left side of the field.
Yeah, and again, our best guess was Barreros on the first pass and Ortiz on that one.
Thank God you could see over there.
Well,
but
I'm talking like I could see, Bob, but
Yeah. Certainly a great drive for Everett. It looked like they end up with a 44-yard drive there, Paul, I believe.
5 plays.
5 plays, 44 yards for the first score of the game, and here we go with the kickoff.
They went squib again, this time down to the 25. Nothing doing. Good coverage by Everett. That squib kick strategy's worked out twice in a row.
Yeah, he got it at the 25, and it looks like that's right about where they're going to mark the ball.
Charles Washington
right on it.
Get credit with the kick return, although as Bob said, it'll be for no gain. So Classical, 1st and 10 at their own 25, and even 7 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. As you can see on the back of the screen, Harvey Leonard says it's 52, and well, the partly cloudy part is kind of irrelevant because it's dark. It's dark. 52, partly cloudy, and fully dark.
Yeah. Well, this monitor looks fantastic.
So Classical will break the huddle, and it's actually Gianni McKay as the quarterback.
They're going to start out with a 5-yard penalty against him. They're going to push him back.
So Gianni McKay is actually the quarterback, not Tyren Hun. And he was listed as a quarterback at least.
Gianni?
Yep.
Yep.
So, I mean, this makes them pretty easy to defend, Bob, if they're just going to, it's a run. He's...
Well, the good thing, they're going to keep the clock running all night.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
McKay keeps, and he's going to get up almost to the 19. They'll give him the 19, but that's a loss. It's a loss, another loss of 1. They started at the 20.
Yeah, we're at the 25 to start the drive.
Yeah, but then they got a penalty.
Yeah, they got 5 yards back, pushed them to the 20, and now they're on the 19.
2nd and 16. for the Rams, wearing the patented green and gold. McKay again. And he is going to get not much. 3rd and 13 from the 22. Well, Bob, we've been begging for a fast-moving game. We're going to get it tonight.
Yeah, I believe so.
And frankly,
Everett
we're
starts
not
strong.
bad guys. We kind of deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, certainly on this offense, we're going to have some, a big running game, but Everett could be throwing a little bit. I don't think they'll need to throw too much, but...
Everett has thrown once for 12 yards. Twice.
Well, they spread the field here, Paul, which looks like it's certainly going to be a pass play. But who knows here? No,
you sure?
Straight ahead. So that's their game plan for the evening, folks. Looks like he's back maybe to the line of scrimmage. Going to bring down 4th down and long, and Classical's going to be back for their second punt of the evening. Did a good job on the first one.
4th and 14. Now take a look at where the punter lines up, Bob. It's 15. Yeah. He's back a little further this time. He's at the 11 and the line of scrimmage. 12 yards is less than standard. Floaty snap, but not a bad punt again. Everett just needs to get out of the way. Oh, he's going to catch it at the 45. This is Carlos Rodriguez, not playing quarterback, but running back punts. He is going to be down to the Classical 30.
Good return by Carlos. Yeah, surprising to see him back there tonight, but he's going to be probably all over the field this evening with the offense. Not playing quarterback, but certainly showing off his talent tonight.
24 yards.
Nice return, great field position once again for Everett.
Yeah, they really do, Bob. The 31-yard line, right?
That's incredible. 31-yard line.
4:37 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So you got to look at the Classical sideline. 1st and 10 for the Tide. Jeremiah Clark stays in a quarterback. All sorts of motion, everything going right to left. Now there's motion back to the right, settles in the slot. It's going to be a play-action pass. He has got a receiver open down the left side. The receiver is Ortiz with a rare drop.
Yeah, that was unusual for Yariel, that's for sure. Ball hung up there a very long time.
The ball was underthrown, but still needs to be caught.
He had to wait for it and come back.
And Mr. Ortiz will be the first one to admit that.
Exactly. Yeah, usually he's sure-handed, that's for sure. The ball hung up there for a while. He had to come back for it, but just misjudged it just a little bit.
Yeah, I just kind of let it go, slip through his hands. 2nd down and 10. They're going to throw again, maybe. Yeah. Clark, oh my goodness, God. Is that an open receiver? That time Yariel Ortiz doesn't drop it. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Yariel's second score of the game. Certainly wasn't going to drop that one. And boy, was he wide open, Paul.
Rodriguez's pass is complete to number 8, Yariel Ortiz, for a passing touchdown for the Crimson Tide.
Wow. The offense is looking good tonight, but could be a lot of points scored by Everett tonight, the way this game is starting for sure.
Snap down. The Silvers kick is up, and it is wide left.
Wow, just pushed it a little bit to the left, and unfortunately
13-0 as the teams come back upfield. So that's virtually the first positive thing that's happened for Lynn Classical, Bob. A missed extra point.
Yeah, and it wasn't done by Lynn Classical.
Yeah,
unfortunately. Right. But yeah, with 4:19 left in the first quarter, Everett 13, Classical nothing. 2 possessions for Everett on the offensive side and 2 touchdowns so far. Both pass plays to Yariel Ortiz. So it adds to his touchdowns for the season up to number 11.
That was John Hoffman coming down for tips, and New Everett people should know he is still alive. A lot of people weren't sure about that. No, he is. I don't know. It's not funny. I'm trying to give information here. Joe, we're in an information gathering business here. Mr. Hoffman is alive and kicking. There's another pooch kick.
Wow.
They're going to get one of these.
That's a live ball.
This is kind of ironic because every time I see that, I think of the Super Bowl game against Everett at Gillette where Everett let like 3 of those fall in a 29-0 loss. Josh remembers that game. It was a snowstorm, and it was a whiteout, and it was a blackout.
Actually, with that kick, though, Classical's going to end up with great field position.
Well, I would recommend, Bob, that in order to take full advantage of it, they're going to have to try something different.
Well, yeah, it's certainly the running game that they've shown so far is not going to be the answer.
So I guess the question would be, did Coach Flores see something, and his staff see something on film, with the Classical return team that they didn't want to kick the ball deep? Or maybe they're still reeling from that punt return last week.
Yeah, unsure.
There's a direct snap and a new wrinkle. It is still Gianni McKay.
Yep, straight ahead. Looks like he picked up 2 or 3.
For 2, Gianni McKay on the run.
That was the biggest gain of the evening so far for the Classical.
Ball be placed at around 38.
Actually, Bob, I'm going to tell you they got 3 yards on one play earlier in the game.
They got 3. Yeah, he gave him 2 there.
Yeah,
Second
actually,
and 8.
they did. We will give them 2 there. You're right.
But yeah, God, boy, this looks like that's their offense. It's certainly going to be a long evening, that's for sure.
2nd and 9 at the 38-yard line.
Same thing, straight ahead.
That was a different
certainly.
player, though. That was 31.
31,
Thomas Nolan.
No gain on the play, 3rd down.
That will be no gain.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 8. If you look at the roster here, though, Paul, Lynn Classical is a very, very young team.
Yes, they were good last year.
Yeah, yeah.
They were good.
Yeah, they've lost a lot of seniors, and certainly a rebuilding year for them.
This is McKay. Yeah. Nice play, Carlos Rodriguez.
Yeah.
2-yard loss, 4th down and 10.
Almost back to the original line of scrimmage. So it looks like it's going to bring up 4th and 10 once again, and I'm sure Klaus will be in a punting formation.
Everett won 37-12 last year, Bob, but it was kind of a respectable game. Classical was pretty good. Brian Vaughn was a really good player.
They had
he was hurt at one point. He was hurt.
They had a great receiving corps too last year. They lost a lot for sure.
That looked like a promising play, Bob. They lost 2.
Yeah,
because they're trying to run wide, and it's just tough to do. Now, it wasn't earlier. There's another punt. It is going to be come to right around midfield. So the Classical punt will go 14 yards. Classical's punted 3 times in 3 possessions. Everett will have good field position for the 3rd time. This is their worst starting field position, and it's at midfield. We have 1:51 left in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, I would take midfield every time.
Yeah,
that's for
you
sure.
would.
Yeah. They've had it all their way so far tonight, that's for sure. So
Carlos Rodriguez is out with the offense, not at quarterback.
Right, yeah. He's
quarterback is Jeremiah Clark. And this could be a look into the future, folks. Clark crouches down, gets the snap, pump fake. He's going to go with that middle screen. Worked last week to Manny. This is going to work as well. If he picks up a block or 2, he could be gone. There's one, and he's out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Excellently executed play.
Very nice gain. Looks like he gained like 34 yards in the play. Almost untouched till he went out of bounds, actually, when it was brought down. Great offensive call.
Yeah, you could see
Screen
it
was
develop,
setting up
Bob.
nice.
That if he, and if he just could pick up a few blocks, which he did, just kind of ran out of real estate relative to the sideline there. But that is a big gain, and the Tide are knocking on the door again.
Yeah, there hasn't been an answer yet on the defensive side for Lynn Classical.
So, Clark will go under center. These have been handoffs to Mandy the few times he's been under center. It'll be a handoff to Manny again, and Manny is going to go into the end zone. He is not touched until he's in the end zone. Touchdown Tide.
Well, 3 offensive possessions, 3 touchdowns for Everett tonight. Certainly looking like they can basically do whatever they want on the offensive side of the field, as well as the defense.
I was going to say, if Classical's basically running the same play, and we said that they're into the death chart at quarterback, which is never easy.
No, it's tough. But they get a lot of holes on both sides of the ball, actually, for Classical. And like I said, they're very young. Hopefully they learn from it, and Everett's certainly looking to bounce back from last week's defeat for sure.
Yeah, we can only hope, Bob, that does not become a playoff elimination defeat.
Correct, yep.
Everett is going to win this game, obviously, and they're going to be a considerable favorite at home next week against Revere.
Was this a timeout?
There was a timeout taken, yes. The question is going to be, are they going to be able to maintain the top 16 with the lack of opponent points they will pick up over the next 2 weeks, tonight and next week? But we'll find that out, I suspect, about a week from Sunday.
Yeah, that's when we, and that could be with 2 victories, and it still may not be enough. But as far as the point system goes, as far as total points won by, doesn't really matter, correct?
Well, no.
Just up to 14 points?
You want to get at least 14.
Yeah,
from
the most you can get
Once
is
you get
14.
over 14, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what
Correct.
I'm saying. So let's...
that's not going to be an issue tonight.
That's not going to come into play, but that is what it doesn't matter what the score is.
Yeah, so
that's
they'll
what
get
I'm saying.
they'll get their maximum margin of victory points. But
regardless of what.
Classical, if you look at their opponent, their own value, I should say, it's in the negatives. So they come into the game ranked 25th in Division III with a
25th out of 30.
Correct.
I believe, correct?
2-4 record. Yes.
Yeah.
So let's try it again. Luca De Silva, 1 for 2 tonight, only his 4th miss of the year. As we see the cars heading, you think those cars are heading to Burger King, bro? That's the home of the Whopper, right on there. Takes 2 hands to handle a Whopper. The 2-fisted burger at Burger King. Kick is good.
Yeah, that one went right through the middle. Good kick by Luca. So that makes the score Everett 20, Lynn Classical 0.
Well,
with 124
and
remaining.
The
First
opponent
quarter.
and the opponent notwithstanding, Bob, hats off to Everett for coming out and with business on their minds tonight off of that game. There had to be some coaching going on coming off that game. That was a bad loss. Not because Brockton's the worst team in the world, but because you're on the road down there and you have the game under control. And not only they didn't take their foot off the pedal, they drove into a brick wall.
Yeah,
and they certainly have bounced back from that tonight. And all they can do is win these 2 games, get the maximum number of margin of victory, and hope that the formula goes their way.
Exactly, yeah. And I said it earlier tonight. I thought they looked like they were prepared to play tonight. They looked pretty pumped up, and I'm sure coming off of that defeat last week was a tough week of practice for them. The coach must have really put in a lot of effort this week and made a lot of corrections, and they're ready to play for sure.
De Silva, will he pooch it again? He will. He's really doing a good job dropping it into open space. It's picked up at the 27, but not a good job on coverage.
Well, wow. Actually, the kicker made a great play. I think that he might have been the only one that could have stopped him.
Yeah, up the sidelines was McKay. Picked up about 27, so the Rams at least have field position. Everett 46. We are 1:15 to go in a brisk first quarter.
Great field position for Classical here. But unfortunately, if they keep running the ball, they're not going to pick up much, I can tell you that. Whether they have a passing game or not, I think we should see very soon.
Well, they have two receivers out to the left and two receivers to the right. So if they're ever going to throw it, here's the down.
Unfortunately, it's straight ahead once again, and lucky if you get back to the line of scrimmage there.
Thomas Nolan picks up 0.
Yeah, Nolan was the runner, and a great tackle from Kevin Diaz on defense. And we got another official's timeout for a Lynn Classical player down at midfield.
Gets up on his own power. He'll have to come out for a play, but hopefully okay.
So, wideouts of both sides there, Paul, certainly didn't make a difference. They're just trying to spread the field a little bit, open it up in the middle, but it's not working so far. I imagine they must not have a passing game because of the injuries to the quarterbacks. They're not giving the quarterback an opportunity
Looks like the
to
injured
throw.
player is Guri Alcantara. Although I can't. No, it's not 30, 50. Manny
50.
Mendez.
Yeah, number 50.
Manny Mendez. 2nd and 10. Rams. Oh, boy, Bubba. Boy, Belson's having a clock issue. He's got 47 minutes to go in the quarter.
Wow. It's going to be a long
This should
second
be about
quarter.
the last play anyway. So he has plenty of time to figure it out.
Yeah, I think those probably were tenths of a second. That's got to be the half. I mean, the end of the quarter.
Yeah, that would be the quarter.
Yeah, that's the quarter. Yeah.
I think there's a remote, but you can operate the clock remotely from Tony's Pub down the street. So that they may have hacked in. Anthony Nicosia, the younger, might have hacked in to the clock. Who loves you, baby?
Now he's got it down to 1:20. But the quarter is over.
Our guys have 9.1. No, the quarter's over. Yes.
Yeah, that is the quarter. So
good, Bob.
And also at the end of one quarter here at Man and Ball, the Everett Crimson Tide has had it their own way the whole quarter and lead this game 20-0 after one quarter. Two touchdown receptions by Yariel Ortiz and one running touchdown by Manny is all the scoring so far in this first quarter. I knew Manny was going to have a big game tonight. He was running well in the drills earlier on. He was looking good, and as well as the whole offense. They've come to play tonight.
Total offense in the first quarter. Everett, 124 yards. Classical, -17.
Wow. And they've had their shares of offensive plays. 3 series, so -17 yards is not going to do it.
3rd down. Nothing doing.
Yeah, quarterback kept it. Faked the handoff, went straight ahead, and
They'll go for this one, I assume. 4th and 7.
yeah, I would think so.
Why not? I mean, it's
They certainly got
20
nothing
to
to lose.
nothing early in the second quarter. You might,
And
you've got plus field position.
This would be, if they run here and don't get it, it would almost be the worst field position that Everett's going to start with. In all 3 series. I think the last one was at midfield. So this one would be certainly not any worse. And they are going to go for it.
Well, again, receivers all over the field, but when we've seen this before, they still have run the quarterback.
Same thing.
Handoff, fake the handoff, nothing doing. I don't get it.
Straight ahead for maybe a yard. Certainly not enough. So Everett's going to take over 1st and 10. Pretty close to the 44-yard line. It looks like maybe the 43.
Yeah, we'll call it 0. We'll call it the 43. So Everett is look on its 4th possession, perfect thus far. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns.
Starting this one on the row 43, Paul. Not bad.
Most points Everett scored in a game this year is 35. That looks to be in jeopardy. First down, Crimson Tide, their own 43. Clark's in the open field. Clark could be gone. Clark is gone.
Yep.
Tuck the ball away, Jeremiah. You're in the end zone for a Crimson Tide touchdown. The first for Jeremiah Clark.
There's a flag. There's a flag in the field.
We know
it's unfortunate.
We get it.
They're going to bring it back. Yep. Yeah, he's trying to think of something.
Offensive face mask. Now,
yeah,
that's interesting. Got to be on the line virtually then, right?
Well, it certainly wasn't on the running back because there wasn't a defensive player near him. So it wasn't on the runner.
Wow, that's too bad. What a great run by Clark.
It's a great run, absolutely.
So they're going to give Clark a 5-yard run instead of a 57-yard run. It'll be 1st and 20 from the 33 when we get done.
Yeah, that was the white hat that threw that.
I'm just wondering who on the offense would need to face. It had to be accidental,
he was
obviously.
Clearly was up.
But he got 15, so it wasn't the 5-yard version.
Right.
Clark again.
He was clearly.
Clark this time they wrap
untouched.
up. Good job by the Classical defense that time.
Rodriguez, the quarterback key, 2nd down.
Or was that Rodriguez? No, that was Clark.
No, that was Clark. It looks like they gave him a yard, maybe a little more than a yard. They're going to pick him up. 2nd and 20 coming up.
Now, Clark is spread out to the right. It is Rodriguez now. Back at quarterback, so we'll see what the Tide have in store here. Carlos is going to keep it. He breaks a tackle. He's free down the sideline. He breaks another tackle. Sidesteps. He's still going. He is still going. And this is going to be a highlight film run for a 66-yard touchdown for Carlos Rodriguez.
No flags. Boy, he broke like 2 or 3 tackles, too, along the way. That's a great run.
We just sent Josh down and tell the PA guy the quarterback was Clark, and Rodriguez comes back and runs 66 yards. Sorry, Josh. Sorry, PA guy. Wow.
Tremendous run.
After we sent you down, Josh, Rodriguez just ran 66 yards. As long as he knows
line
the
it up here
difference
for the
between...
extra point.
Ball, snap down, kick up, and the kick is good.
Straight to the middle. Luca, nice job again. So, once again, 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns for Everett. They're mixing it up, as we said earlier. There'd be a lot of people scoring points tonight. And what was the distance in that run, Paul?
66.
66-yard run by Carlos Rodriguez. And here we are with 9:30 left in the second quarter. Everett, 26, Lynn Classical, 0.
I don't know, Bob. I don't want to say that Classical's having a tough night, but I think I saw John Hoffman getting loose on the sidelines to go in at quarterback.
Wow.
Is that possible?
This is it doesn't look like there's
no, it's
going to
not
get
that
any
tough
better here unless.
And folks, let's get one thing clear. As we talked about Brian Vaughn, Brian runs a good program.
Absolutely,
he's had good success. He's a guy you would want your kid to play for. They're young and injured, which is a bad combination.
Yeah, and Everett's very, very hungry tonight. They come off a tough loss.
Correct, as they should be.
Best effort forward this evening.
It is actually tonight's win, Bob. It does accomplish one thing. It gets to the minimum needed to make the playoffs of 3.
Right. Yeah.
So
we're getting both sides of it, but
so Everett has pooch kicked every time, and they've done it successfully. Except for the last time it was returned. Well, this is at the 23-yard line. Coming at us is McKay. No, it's not McKay. Pardon me. It is Charles Washington. So good coverage by the Tide. Washington ran a long way, Bob, but didn't get any yardage.
He got maybe back to where he picked the ball up.
Yeah, well,
very great defensive coverage.
He ran about 15 yards.
Yeah, great play by Elijah Lassiter and a few others on that play. Looked like he was trying to get the edge into the outside, and they just shut it down. Everett showing a lot of speed tonight on the defense. Classical looks like they're going to have some running room, and they all of a sudden they just close and shut it down. It's just not happening.
So Classical comes out of the huddle. They have minus 15 yards of offense to this point in the game. They will take over. 1st and 10, their own 23, 9:22 to go here in the first half. Totally dominated by Everett thus far. Direct snap to McKay, nothing doing again.
Straight ahead, they might give him a yard on the play.
You know, Bob, it's almost Christmas. Let's give him 2.
All right, nothing fancy here, I'll tell you. They're just going straight ahead with the same offensive plays. I would say it's safe to say they might not throw a pass this whole game. If they haven't yet, it doesn't look like they have it in their offensive game plan tonight.
On 3rd and 30, 3rd and 13, 3rd
exactly.
and 9. So
yeah.
4th and they ran on
every
4th
play.
and 14.
Yeah.
There was one 4th down play. 4th and 7 they ran.
This is certainly just Coach Vaughn's game plan, just to try to keep the ball away from Everett.
Gianni McKay.
They've yet to pick up a first down, I believe, correct?
Oh, not even close.
Yeah, not even.
This is their best shot. This is 3rd and 4.
Yeah.
3rd down and 4. 30.
That, folks, that 4-yard run marks the best offensive play for Classical of the night. 16 minutes into this football game.
Right, and they're still in the minus on offense. Well, young team, that's all it is.
This time, McKay is going to get out to about the 34. I think he's going to have a first down.
Yeah, it depends where they mark it, but it's... Yeah,
no, he's got a first down. So the Rams are on the board with a first down at least.
Oh, starting to move it a little bit. And that's certainly Coach Vaughn's game plan, is to try to keep the ball away from the Everett offense, that's for sure. He just hasn't been able to pick up any first downs to keep the ball. But there's the first of the night, and see where they go from here.
So we have a first down for the Rams. Same play.
Straight ahead.
Number 2, Gianni McKay on the run.
Looks like they're going to give him at least 4 yards in that play, Paul. So they're starting to get a little bit of the offensive going. Good play up front by the Everett defense.
Coach
Fabrice Machad with a nice tackle there with Kevin Diaz and a few of the linemen.
McKay to the left. Gets through the line of scrimmage. Pretty good game.
Yeah, another first down for Classical. Back-to-back first downs. They're getting the edge. Everett early on was turning everything in. Now they're getting the edge on them, so good run.
And with that play,
Give 'em a lot of
Classical
credit.
is in plus yardage for the night at plus
Yep.
8. They were even at 0 going into the play.
So 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line for Lynn Classical. This best offensive series of the night for them. Trailing 27-0 here in the second quarter.
First and 10 for the Rams at their own 46. McKay is going to run straight ahead. This time they'll stop him with a gain of 1.
John McKay on the run, 1 yard pickup, second and
That is the
9.
16th carry for McKay already, Bob.
Yeah. And how many offensive plays have they run?
Oh, God. The only
Not many
other-
more.
They ran one fumble, the
Yeah.
bad snap. They
Yeah.
had two other running plays. So they've had
Wow.
19. He's
And
at 16.
I think we figured out their game plan.
This time he's going to try to get to the left. He gets out to the 50. Good
Yeah,
run.
there is some running room on the outside in this drive, that's for sure.
Actually, he's going to be out of bounds at the 49, I believe.
Picked up 3 maybe. Yeah, there
Third
was
and
one.
7 from the 49. Classical has not been into Everett territory yet, so this would be their chance.
Yeah, first time tonight. They are starting to get a little bit of running room on that outside. They're running to the left, and that seems to be their best running on the offensive tonight.
Actually, they
Straight
started
ahead.
at the Everett 46 after the long kickoff return, so they have been in Everett territory. 3rd and 7 at the 49. McKay tries to go to the right, cuts it back inside. He'll just pick up about 3.
Platoons, you got McKay on the run. That's a 4-minute warning for the half.
So 4th and 4 for the Rams.
Yep, certainly going for it here, that's for sure. That was just a 4-minute warning. Yeah, I don't know why they said that.
Classical looks
Yeah.
like they might be punting.
Wow, this is surprising.
You know what's surprising? The long snapper is McKay, if I'm looking at this right. The quarterback.
I guess he
believe
does
it's
it all,
2.
yeah. Yeah, they're going to use a timeout here and
Again,
think
we
about
see
it.
the punter only 11 yards back. Not that Everett needs or wants to block a punt at this point, but
No. Yeah, I wonder if they're going to maybe think this over and maybe possibly go for it, which
I don't
they
see
did the
why
last,
you wouldn't
the
in
last
Everett
series.
territory.
Yeah, last series they were basically in the same field position and they went for it. So, trailing 27-0, I would believe they should come out here and try to get it. They have moved the ball a little bit in this series. They picked up two first downs. But once again, as you said, Paul, the quarterback is under center. Or is the center.
It doesn't seem like a great
Yeah.
long-term strategy, but the long snapper job is a very specialized job. We saw Steve Diossi stay in the NFL 15 years because he was so good at it. That gets the job done. Just drop the ball and kick it.
That hit him.
That might have hit Everett.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be gone.
It's not returnable. It's not returnable.
You would think the officials would have known that and blown it dead right away.
They're walking back upfield now. I'm pretty sure that's not returnable. Unless I'm wrong.
He's trying to say it didn't hit him. Coach Flores was out in the field there in the air. The official
Ball
told
was
him.
around the 25-yard line. I think it's going to be classical ball there. Brian Vaughn is not happy with the explanation. He wants the points. I think the answer is going to be they blew the play dead.
Was there actually a whistle?
I don't know.
I didn't. Yeah.
The way Brian's
At this
reacting,
point, yeah.
Everett might have this ball even back.
Well, either way, I can see why he's, anything they can do to get any points is huge.
Yeah.
So he's going to be upset no matter what the result is, other than the touchdown. So
it is
it's going to
Everett ball.
be Everett ball.
Penalty against Classical, and Everett will take over.
The official gave no signal whatsoever what the call was or what they're debating.
So it would be Everett ball just shy of their own 30 as they sort that out. 2:57 to go in the first half. Plenty of time.
Absolutely. Yeah, that had to be a little frustrating for the...
Clark is back at
Clark's
quarterback. Looks like someone got away early. Uh-oh, option pass.
Wide open. Ortiz. Was there a flag on the play? Wow.
Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Carlos Rodriguez on the option pass to Yariel Ortiz. 70 yards and a touchdown.
Wow. Certainly making it look very, very easy tonight. One play. Yeah, no flags. It kind of looked like there was a motion on Everett on that. Looked like
The
somebody
slot
was quick.
receiver looked like he got off the ball a little early.
Yeah, Coach Vaughn's out in the field going at it with the official.
He's frustrated, and why wouldn't he be?
Oh, sure. That's why I say it. Yeah.
Geez, that's the type of play that would have looked good in the second half at Brockton last week.
Yeah. Well, here we go for the extra point.
So Everett trying to make it 34. Ball down. Kick up. Kick is good.
2:32 left in the second quarter. Everett 34, Classical 0. Well, certainly what makes it look a little bit easier, Paul, here is playing in the GBO League compared to what they've had for their schedule during the course of the year.
Yeah, well,
This is...
easier, not necessarily better.
Yeah, no, easier and, certainly on the scoreboard for Everett, where there's been absolutely no competition here tonight. I feel bad for Lynn Classical, but being a young team like they are, they run into a buzzsaw tonight because Everett's really, really got everything going.
The BC Eagles off to a 14-0 lead over the Louisville Cardinals.
Yeah, they don't get caught by the... This is what BC does. They get up to their 14-0 lead, and then they usually...
No, Bill O'Brien will...
Oh, I like Bill O'Brien. I think he's great. I've seen BC do this before.
Many times.
So Everett will kick off. Will they go pooch again? They will. It's bobbled. It works. It's picked up at the 28. Oh, good job holding the shirt. Washington trying to get away.
Wow. Nice
Good job by Washington.
Great return. Looks like you get out to the 39-yard line, a gain of 11 yards in the return. Great effort.
So Classical will have 2:20 to try to get something moving here.
Another underclassman there, Charles of Washington, for Lynn Classical.
Bob, you know that referee right there just walked off the screen? Who's on the far side? You can see him right there. I think he's the back judge. Jim Pericotti, one of our basketball officials.
Yes, yeah.
A
Jim.
good official, one of our good basketball officials.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that was Jim. Good man.
Is he the deep official,
I
Paul?
think he is the back judge.
Yeah,
yes.
that looks, yeah.
1st and 10 at the 39. You didn't think I was that alert, did you, Bob? And you were
No,
right. I'm not. Coming at you is McKay. He's got some room this time. Oh, he's just tripped up. Good run by McKay.
Great run. You get the outside once again. They're going to be just a little bit short of the first down. It's going to bring up second down.
Classical hasn't looked at 2nd and 1 tonight. That's for sure.
No.
But
Actually,
they
I'll
are
tell you
looking
what,
at it right now.
It was looked like the Classical player was holding one of the Everett guys.
They didn't call it,
but they didn't call it. No.
It's not necessary.
He actually it looked like he tackled the defender. But
Well, they
they're
got
not
9
going to
yards,
call
Bob,
that.
so
Yeah,
all's well
big
that
play.
ends well.
Big play for the Rams.
1:37 to go in the half. They're going to try the left side again, and
great
McKay
play
is
by
going to be
Kevin.
smothered by Kevin Diaz.
Great play. First time I've seen him send a blitz tonight. Timeout Everett. This is why he...
So
Great defensive play there by Kevin Diaz.
came in untouched.
Yeah,
didn't he?
untouched from the linebacker position, and great angle on him, and just brought him down for not much of a loss. Maybe about 4 yards. It was 2nd and 1.
So Everett takes the first time out, obviously trying to get the ball back. And they will if they obviously
sure.
if they
This
stop
is-
them. They're still 116. They have 2 timeouts.
Yeah.
Classical's at 3rd and 5 on their own 44-yard line. That was one of the best defensive plays of the night by Kevin Diaz. Came in and smothered Gianni McKay. Classical 3rd and 5, 44. McKay comes to the left. Now he's going to be smothered again. And Diaz says, "This is what I do for an encore."
Yeah, that was 2. They actually went in untouched. That they hadn't blitzed at all, actually, the first half, except the last 2 plays. Kevin, as well as Jonathan Goes, was in on the tackle. They both had him pretty well in the backfield. He was
So
going
Everett
nowhere.
is probably going to get it back unless, even if Brian Vaughn does go for
Sure.
it, they're likely going to get it back. But it's
Yeah.
4th and 9. Classical has the ball on their own 40, 107 to go. Everett has taken its 2nd timeout to stop the clock and try to get one more score on the board.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see the Everett cheerleaders here back tonight, Paul. They weren't in Brockton last week, and they are here tonight and looking very, very good as always. Big
They
squad.
couldn't get
and
no
they have,
bus last week, Bob? What's the deal? They don't want to...
No, I'm not sure. But they're certainly here tonight, and they're looking very good. Bring a lot to the sideline over there, that's for sure. Very well coached cheering team they have.
4th and 9, Classical will punt. This is about a 12-yard drop. The one step, that's a knuckleball. Everett's going to get great field position.
Wow.
They better get out of the way.
That hit him? That hit? No, that definitely hit the Everett guy, that's for sure. Classical recover? Yep, Classical's ball. No. You need to.
So that's basically the successful 5-yard punt play.
Yeah, get the ball back, but you need to be aware where that ball is. And unfortunately, the Everett player just
maybe he
had
wasn't
no idea.
expecting the 5-yard punt. He thought it might be going a little more downfield.
Well, no doubt. But
Freddie Merchant tells me that the number 17 team just behind Everett is St. John's of Shrewsbury, who are getting drilled by BC High at the half. Next week they play Xaverian. That will leave them with 2 regular season wins and eligible. Oh, Freddie, right on target. but that's one team behind them. We got to worry about multiple. 1st and 10 Classical at the 45. Unfortunately, Everett will only be able to stop the clock one more time.
Yeah, I don't think they should stop it from here. They got to let the clock run out.
Number 2, Gianni McKay on the run. 1-yard pickup, 2nd down and 9.
The strategy was well to get them into punt formation, but unfortunately, they lost the ball on the punt, and now they just need to let the clock run out here and go into the locker room with a substantial lead.
Everett has only snapped it 4 times in this quarter, but they have 2 touchdowns on a 66-yard run by Carlos Rodriguez and a 70-yard pass, Rodriguez to Yariel Ortiz. This is not McKay, or is it? It is McKay. Of course, it's always McKay.
Very good defensive play by
That'll do
Fabrice Machad.
So,
Everett.
as we come to the end of a half dominated by the Everett Crimson Tide, they had 5 possessions. They have 5 touchdowns. They lead 34-0. We'll be back. The Everett Crimson Tide are on the field. Classical, with plenty to discuss, is still in the locker room as the intermission clock has run out, so someone's going to have to go retrieve the Rams from the home locker room. Here they come. And, Bob, not much to say other than total domination by the Crimson Tide. The scoreboard says 34-0, and that doesn't begin to tell the story. Everett, 113 yards rushing, 154 passing for 267. Classical, 32 yards rushing, minus 19 on the bad snap. A net of 13 yards in the first half. For the Crimson Tide, Manny Santiago carried 4 times for 41 yards and a touchdown. Carlos Rodriguez, who did not start at quarterback and has played primarily out on the wing, has carried it once, though, from the quarterback position. He made it count, 66 yards and a touchdown. Passing, Jeremiah Clark, who stepped in at quarterback tonight, 4 for 5, 84 yards and a touchdown. Rodriguez, big play Carlos tonight. In addition to the long run, he has a 70-yard touchdown pass to Yariel Ortiz. Yariel has 3 catches for 108 yards and a touchdown. Bob, giving him for the season 37 catches, 736 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Incredible. Yeah, he's having just a tremendous season. Every week he comes to play, and he's been tremendous all year.
That's a tremendous career.
For most players, absolutely. But as you see, Paul, he does it game after game. He's certainly just a great athlete who brings it every time he's out in the field. And anything thrown near him, he's pretty much catched all year long. He's pretty much been that type of receiver.
So Classical, as if it can't get any worse, has to kick off because the Tide deferred in the first half and had the option this half, so they'll take the ball. It is a beautiful night for football here at Manning Field in Lynn, one of the premier high school athletic facilities in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. An onside kick is going to be covered by Everett, but good idea by Brian Vaughn and a good heads-up play by Armani Negron to fall on it at the 50.
Yep, great field position once again, but a great, good strategy by Classical. Maybe trying to make something happen.
Yeah, why not? Right?
Yeah, they certainly have to get something going, and it almost worked. He was the only player that could have got the ball, and he did the right thing by jumping on it. Mr. Negron, for sure.
Negron did a good job there,
Absolutely.
Bob. You are right.
Yeah, great.
And, ultimately, I think it's a good move by Brian. You got a chance to get the ball, and you know what? I'm not so sure it matters where on the field Everett gets it at this point.
Exactly.
What's the difference between the 50 and the 30?
Yeah, it's irrelevant because they've been doing it from everywhere. They haven't yet to punt the ball this whole evening. Absolutely right. So here we go. First possession in the second half. 1st and 10 from midfield.
It is Clark. It is Manny. Manny is breaking it outside, cuts back to the inside, 1st down.
Looks like he picked up 12 there in the play. Good tackle by Gianni McKay on defense for Classical. He's doing it all tonight.
Talk about that long snapping.
Yeah.
McKay, by the way, ran the ball 22 times for 31 yards in the first half.
That's unbelievable.
That's a lot of carries.
Yep. And he certainly hasn't come off the field the whole game. So 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Once again, the offense has got it in gear.
They're going to throw deep.
No, Mr. Ortiz.
It was underthrown, and a good job by the defender kind of getting a hold of Ortiz's arm.
Yeah, he had to come back for that ball. It was a little bit underthrown, but very good defensive play by the Classical defensive back. Number 17, it looks like, but I don't see him on the program. I don't see any 17. Do you, Paul?
No, I was going to say he needs no introduction, and even if he did, we couldn't give him one.
Right, but he did make a great play there.
It is 17 listed.
Yeah. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 38-yard line.
This is a run. It's Carlos. Carlos cuts it back. Carlos has a lot of green in front of him. Two green and gold shirts will not tackle him. It's a touchdown. I'm pretty sure that was a backward pass, Bob. Do you have any thought on that?
No, I think it was forward.
You think it was?
Yeah,
okay.
let's see. I'm going to say it was definitely forward.
Okay.
But it was close. Let's see if they... No, we're not going to see the replay, so... Yeah, but you could be correct, Paul. Well,
we're going to call it for it. It was that close, we'll call it a forward pass.
Certainly a great catch and run by Carlos for 38 yards. But yeah, it was close, but I think it was definitely forward.
It's going to go down in my stats as a forward pass, Bob, based on what you just told me, because you pay way closer attention than I do. Snap down, kick up. Kick is good, De Silva. So early in the second half, Classical trails the Crimson Tide 41-0.
Exactly.
There's Luca De Silva running with his tee.
Stop. Yeah. One more. 1 point. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was one, exactly.
So Everett will kick off. Classical with the ball for the first time here in the second half, pardon me. Trying to get something moving.
Right. And once again, Everett yet to punt the ball tonight. Every offensive possession is turned into a touchdown. Yariel Ortiz with 2 touchdowns and Carlos Rodriguez with 2 touchdowns this evening.
Everett's gone pooch kick. That one time it's...
this time they kicked it.
Kicked it to the 30. This is Washington. Gets hit hard and breaks one. No, he didn't break it. It was just delayed a little bit.
Nice tackle, but good effort. Good return by Charles Washington. Klaus was going to get 1st and 10 here from the 40-yard line. It looks like they're going to mark it right at the 40.
I believe that was Kervins Joseph on the hit.
On the tackle. That is correct.
We'll give him a 10-yard return to the 40. So the Rams get their first crack at offense, and not much to it, as we said in the first half. 2 first downs.
Well, we got a different running back there, but he's yet to get the ball. There it is.
Good run by Nolan. He did have 3 carries in the first half.
That's 31.
Picked up 6.
I thought it was 30, Good run. Straight ahead. Off tackle there for 6. 2nd down and 4 for Classical.
For all those at home watching us and not the World Series, as it should be, it's 0-0 in the top of the 4th at Dodger Stadium.
Good pitching duel going on out there. I expect that series to go.
Cole, Flaherty rather. Flaherty and Yamamoto. Flaherty and Cole. Holy Toledo. 46-yard line, 2nd and 4. Running this way is McKay. He is going to be swarmed upon by number 9, Jonathan Goes.
Great play. Looks like he lost 2 yards in the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 6. So once again, they're just staying onto the ground attack. Nothing fancy here. You know what they're going to do. All you got to do is just stop the run. And they've been doing it all night. Great defensive effort by Everett tonight, as well as offensively, as we see. They get 41 points early in the 3rd quarter. But the defense has been just as impressive.
A pass.
Wow, is that a pass?
The lefty. McKay is a lefty, and it is incomplete. The first pass attempt of the night.
So it's going to bring up 4th and 6. I would imagine they're bringing out the punting team here.
I would think so.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see they do have a passing attempt. Wasn't a bad throw. A little bit overthrown.
You caught yourself. You almost said passing game.
Yeah, passing game.
You caught yourself.
But I did correct it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, McKay, God knows he's surprised he has enough energy to even lift his arm. He's carried the ball about 25 times. plays defense, long snaps.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Time out, Lynn Classical.
He's only listed as, well, it does not have his lesson, but he doesn't look like he's that big.
BC 20, Louisville 7 at the half. Pessimistic Josh Delgazo thought they were going to blow the 14-point lead. Still a 13-point lead.
Well, they did have a big lead earlier in the year against Missouri, if I don't recall. And Missouri scored late in the second quarter.
For all you late-night people, Rutgers will play at USC at 11 Eastern. And at 2 a.m., Bob, we have post time for the Cox Plate. One of the great Australian turf races in the calendar year. I'm not ruling out that.
2 a.m.?
Yeah, well, I'd have to fall asleep, wake up, fall asleep, wake up. You know
yeah,
that.
You'd have to set your alarm.
You've seen that routine.
Right.
Well, I won't set the alarm, but I'll just keep the TV on.
Right.
4th and 6, the Rams are in punt formation. Again, 12-yard drop. That's how they do it. It's a high snap. Good job by the punter. He does get it off, and this is a fair catch. Everett at the 38. Good job.
Excellent.
After the punt, the Crimson Tide will take over the 1st and 10. Ball replaced with their own 39.
Fair catch by Yariel Ortiz on the play. Sure-handed receiver.
Classical punted 5 times in the first half for an average of just over 19 yards. That was a 17-yard kick.
Okay. So Everett's going to take over it. Looks like about the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. Lead in this game, 41-0.
And the next point that Everett scores in this quarter would click into running time for the remainder of the game.
Right, yeah.
No, it's actually at the, we'll call it the 39. 1st and 10, Everett at the 39. Clark is under center. It's mostly been Manny out of this formation. Play action. Middle screen. It is number 11, Armani Negron, with the catch and a first down. Penalty.
Yeah, we got a flag in the play.
And that's got to almost certainly be against Everett.
Yeah, I would think anything close to a penalty on Everett will be called.
And we'll see what they give him. It looks like he's going to get about 12 yards, though, before they stop marking off the penalty. Illegal use of hands, Everett.
Decline. Oh, there's 2
holding
penalties.
Everett.
Yeah.
Oh, so the holding was probably
prior.
would be a spot penalty, I believe.
Yeah.
That's why they declined the second one. So the play started at the 39. This could go back to the 29. No, he's going to mark it from the 43. Probably to the 33. So give them 4 yards on the catch. It's going to be 1st and 16 from the 33.
Yep.
This is Clark in the flat, overthrown.
Incomplete. Actually, that's the first play that they didn't, I think, gain yardage the whole game.
Second down.
Well, they did have one incomplete pass in the first half, Bob. Your point is well taken.
Yeah, and that would have been the only way they didn't gain yardage. They've been doing everything right on offense tonight.
The Kloss was offside there.
Yeah, you're going to get 5 there.
So we will go back 5 yards, up 5 yards, I should say. 2nd and 11, Everett at the just shy of the 38-yard line. Clark is still in at quarterback. 4 receivers in the pattern for Everett. Clark looks to throw. He's looking one way all the time and catching the ball on his knee as Ortiz. He did not catch the ball, actually.
That's Sully?
Brian Sullivan, another basketball referee.
Yeah, I thought that was Sully.
I did not know he was reffing football.
I think it was, wasn't it?
It looked like him, but I again, who knows? It does look like him.
So 3rd and 11 here for Everett.
Not much doing there by Manny, and Everett will have their first punt attempt, probably. That's a big loss.
Yeah, this series was non-productive, but for the first of the night, though, they've been very good all evening and a little stagnant there, that whole series.
Yeah, well,
not really sure.
This game needs incomplete passes to stop the clock like you need a toothache, a bad toothache.
Yeah.
Which is virtually never.
Well, we'll see the first punt of the night for Everett.
What was it today? They had some auditions going on last week. 3 punters last week. Is this?
Another penalty here. Well,
it's back to Linares is the punter. Who's the penalty on?
Getting a little sloppy out there. It's against Classical, yeah.
Fourth and 11 from the 38. Shouldn't change anything. Coming in tonight, Everett has punted 15 times for an average of 28 yards. Linares is going to get a good roll here. Touches a Classical player.
That's Everett ball.
And Everett is going to have this football.
Yeah, that's Everett's ball.
Yes.
Clearly hit the Classical player. Wow. That's incredible.
Same thing happened to
Once
Everett
again, yeah,
in the second
not
quarter.
paying any attention at all to where the ball is, which is very fundamental. I mean, you have to know where the ball is.
After the punt touch, a Rams player, the Crimson Tide
Wow.
take over the first and 10
Well,
after recovery at the Rams.
That's unfortunate for Classical. They don't need to give them any breaks whatsoever. But
Are they knocking off a penalty against Classical as well, Bob?
I don't believe so.
I thought I saw the white hat.
Yeah, it's a slow-moving crew. I'll tell you what their calls. I'm not really sure what they have there, but it's definitely a dead ball. You know? What's up, brother?
So Everett is going to take over at the Classical 30,
ball.
we think.
Yeah.
No, I think they called a penalty in the Classical first.
Yeah.
I think it's Classical ball.
Yeah.
They called a holding or something.
Yeah, they're gonna give the ball back to Classical, I believe.
Well,
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
What did you kick him because I extra point for?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, the crew's getting together here. They're not really sure what they're gonna have.
We are sure that it's taking too long to sort out, though, aren't we?
That's for sure. I'm not sure they really know. Holden Everett
against Everett.
No, he changed it again. Decline. Okay, it's Everett's ball.
Everett's ball.
Okay.
Wow. And they had to get together on that to figure it out.
First down, Everett at the Classical 30 after the muffed punt. 6:57 to go in the third quarter. Clark is in the shotgun. Manny is to his left. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 1 in the slot comes in motion. Direct snap to Clark. Looks to pass. He is going to complete the pass. This is Carlos Rodriguez.
Yeah,
Carlos Rodriguez is going to get down the sideline, and he is going to dive for the end zone, but he's out of bounds first.
Well, there's also a flag in the play, and that's coming back.
Yeah.
That's against Everett. They trying to keep the them out of there. Yeah.
Well, if we're being honest, Bob, is there really a need to throw the ball?
No, certainly not.
We have a holding call on the Crimson Tide.
Yeah,
10-yard
that's a
penalty.
good point. Absolutely.
So
This crew is
the pass is going to be complete to Carlos Rodriguez to the 13-yard line for 17. They're going to move it back 10 on the hold. So it still should be first down.
yeah. I think that was Sully on that call over there on that side.
No, pardon me. It's first and 3.
Yeah, it's first and 3 from the
23.
23-yard line. Wow, straight handoff tonight. Good defensive play. Get to the outside.
That is Ortiz with a rare run, but a good run.
He picked up a first down here.
Oh, yeah, he
No
only
penalty.
needed
Yeah,
3.
they needed 3.
Ortiz on the
They're going to
run.
mark it right outside the 10, maybe the 12-yard line.
First and 10.
Give him 11.
First and 10 from the 12.
Ortiz with only his second carry of the year. He had one
Yeah,
for
that was a
7
straight
yards.
handoff, too. There's one more score here by Everett, and that keeps the clock running.
Yeah, Jim Beliveau's hand is itching on that clock. He's itching to just keep it on and leave. First and 10 from the 12 for the Tide. Good job by the Classical defense there, wrapping up Manny Santiago.
Manny looks like he gets inside the 10-yard line. Maybe right at the 10 they're going to mark him and be second and 8
You see
from the 10-yard
You
line.
can see Yonari Hernandez, number 27, who was in
On a
on
good
that stop.
tackle. Yes. Very nice stop.
So Everett's knocking. They're at the 10. Clock has gone virtually the entire route at quarterback. But Carlos has certainly been involved. Clock is looking to throw over the middle.
Way overthrown. But looking at Yariel was not really open, but was well overthrown.
Third down.
3rd and 8.
Here's Jim Pericotti, Bob. What are the chances of it? 2 basketball
Yeah,
refs
that's
on this
pretty. I didn't really know that Brian did football.
Nor did I.
So 3rd and 8 here, certainly 2-down territory unless they try a field goal.
That would be
But
unacceptable.
that would be unacceptable. So we should get, if they don't score here, another 4th down try for sure.
This is
3rd and 8.
a long drive that looked like it was going back to Classical, but Everett got it back.
Straight
Manny
ahead for Manny. Gets inside
the
the
5.
5. Yeah, inside the 5.
For
Looks like they're going to
22.
mark it at the 4-yard line.
Santiago on the run.
Should bring up 4th and 2.
4th down and 1 for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, they're going to make it 4th and 1.
Everett goes hurry up, which is probably a good idea. Clock looking for the direct
No,
snap.
Classical jumped
Classical
offside.
is
Yeah.
going to be offside, but
There's your first down.
half
Flag
the
on the
distance
play.
will do it.
Yeah,
Offsides on
there's
the
your first
defense.
down. So
First
first
down
and goal
the
for
Crimson Tide.
Everett. Inside the 2-yard line.
First and goal for the Crimson Tide at the Rams' 2-yard line.
Well, that's a key mistake for
Yeah,
Classical.
they got just what they wanted out of that, Paul. They actually were trying to draw him off.
Yeah, and they did a good job.
And they did a good job, and it worked. So good call by Coach Flores.
Clock is going to hand it to Kevin Diaz. They're trying to get Kevin a touchdown, but they didn't get it to him on that play.
Right. Slow development play in the backfield.
Number 7,
Gave
Kevin
Classical a
Diaz on the
chance
run.
to
No
stand
gain
them
on the
up.
play.
And
Second and goal
looks
from
like he
2
get back to the
for
line of
Crimson Tide.
scrimmage.
Kevin Diaz only his 3rd carry of the season.
As he trots off the field. Manny's back into the backfield. Straight ahead, Manny.
Manny Santiago's
untouched.
in for the touchdown.
Untouched.
Number 22, Emmanuel Santiago runs it in for a 2-yard rushing touchdown.
Very
for the
good drive
Crimson
by
Tide.
Everett. They took advantage of that punt that hit the Classical player. Everett recovered the ball and marched. Were they roughly at the 30-yard line, I believe?
They took over after the fumble, Bob, at exactly the 30, and it took them 7 plays to get in.
7 plays to score. Going for the extra point here, which
Silva is
up and good. So with 2:59 left in the third quarter, it's Everett 48
good for the Crimson Tide.
and Lynn Classical 0.
So we would assume that's the end, the end of the night for the Everett skill position starters.
Yes, I would believe so. Certainly, you'll probably be seeing all new white uniforms coming in from here on out for Everett.
And again, the Federation rule of 42-point margin or greater in the third quarter triggers running time. 30 points or greater in the fourth quarter. In either situation, if the margin comes under that at any point, it does not stop the clock. Once the clock goes to running time, it runs.
Correct, yep. This clock's just going to keep running. I'm sure Classical's just going to run the ball on offense. Everett will get the ball back, and I'm sure they'll be doing the same. Certainly one
we're pretty sure Classical's going to run it, Bob, since they've done it every play except one.
One pass play being down 48 points.
Good kick that time by De Silva. It's going to be taken at the 16.
Looks
This
like
is
Mr. Washington,
out to about the 28.
Yep, first and 10 for Classical at the 28-yard line. With the clock running at 1:32 left in the third quarter, Everett 48, Lynn Classical 0.
After the return, the Rams will be set up with the 1st and 10. Ball be placed in their own territory at the 29-yard line.
So 1:18 and counting, or should I say 13:18 and counting.
Right.
Left in this one.
They're probably gonna stay in the huddle here at the last minute run out.
They have that option. They're going to take over at their 29-yard line.
Yeah. And I said earlier tonight, Paul, that the Classical doesn't have much of a squad number-wise.
Numbers are down.
They must have some injuries for sure.
So Everett's going to go to 3-4, fulfill the minimum qualification, which is 3 wins. Here's only the second pass. McKay throws it up for grabs. That's going to be interference or holding on Everett.
We have a flag on the play.
I think it's going to be interference, so this will be Classical's third first down of the game.
Now Classical's going to turn into a passing team.
Yeah, well,
Pass interference on the Everett Crimson Tide. And it'll be a first down for the Rams.
Well, that was pretty obvious, so call in the secondary.
2 flags flew in.
Yeah.
You know that's pretty. So the ball line of scrimmage is going to be the 44, but we're going to start the second quarter with that.
That'll be the end of the
Pardon me, the fourth quarter. Bite your tongue, Paul.
Yeah.
So after 3, the Everett puts up the only 14 points of that quarter. Everett 48, Lynn Classical 0. So Bob, the penalty will give Classical a first down out at their own 44-yard line as they try to at least get a score on the board. As we said, Everett improves to 3-4 tonight. They will host Revere in the final pre-playoff regular season game. Certainly hoping to not have to deal with subsequent, I call them the consolation games, regular season games, because if you're not playing for a championship, it's a regular season game. I don't really care what anyone else calls it. So you have the pre-playoff games, and then you have the consolation round. Obviously, the idea is to finish in the top 16. We heard from our good friend Freddie Merchant. There's a chance that the 17th team isn't going to have 3 wins, so then we'd have to worry about the 18th. But for now, the immediate task at hand is to take care of business against Revere. Classical, pass-happy Classical. That should have been complete, actually dropped by Washington.
Yeah, he was clearly wide open there as well. He looked to run before he caught the ball. and it went right through his arms. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for Classical. Yeah, Freddie's very good with that information, Paul.
Freddie is
He's fantastic.
I do come up with a lot of stats, but Freddie is the
he's
the go-to guru when it comes to that.
So they're playing 2 tough teams coming up, and they need to win one
St.
of the
John
games.
Shrewsbury is losing to BC High, and they're going to likely lose to Xaverian next week, which is going to take them out of the rotation.
Yeah, because they won't qualify with 3 wins.
This is nothing doing.
Yeah, got them in the backfield there for a loss. So that's good news for Everett. Now, like you said, you got to see who the number 18 team does and what their schedule looks like. Looks like
So
a
going
loss
into
of
tonight,
6.
the 18th team was Wachusett Regional at 3-3, so they would qualify. Their overall ranking points was 6.4 compared to 9.0 for Everett. So that's a decent. There's a decent gap between there. So.
Yeah, then we got Taunton, who we beat earlier in the year, pretty handily.
But that would mean
that
nothing
would mean
when
nothing
it comes to
now.
the power
Right.
rankings.
No, at this point, we couldn't
Second
gain
and pardon
anything.
me, it's back at the 38, 3rd and 16. This is McKay. Bounces off. Good job. Gets horse collared maybe.
Oh, there it is. There's
Yeah,
a
that
call.
was a horse call. That's a good call. He got to the 46 for 8. And they're going to tack on 15. So that'll be a first down.
Face mask penalty on the defense.
Face mask, same thing.
It clearly was not a face mask.
Yeah, it was a horse collar.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's 15, yeah. It
Yeah,
clearly
either way.
deserves to be 15
Yeah.
yards regardless.
Right.
So it's going to take it to the Everett 39.
A first down and 10 for the Rams in Everett Crimson Tide territory, the 39-yard line.
Well, Bob, what if the face mask were on the back of his helmet? It could have been a face mask.
That was called by the
you
back.
don't-
The back judge called that. He's pretty far away.
Yeah.
He saw it looked like
He got it
could
right.
have
There.
been.
I mean, there was a
It
penalty.
definitely a
There was
penalty,
something, I think,
But-
especially in
yeah,
lieu
it
of the
definitely was
in lieu
not.
of the circumstances.
Yeah, it was not a face mask though. Was it?
From the Vikings game.
McKay again.
Yeah, straight
No
ahead. Looks
gain.
like you get back to the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 2nd and 10. 8:50 and running in the 4th quarter. Certainly been a one-sided game all evening, Paul. Both sides of the ball. The Everett defense has been very, very strong, and their offense has been stronger.
Yeah, Freddie brings up a good point. St. John's is much closer to Everett in the overall points, 9.06 to 8.78. You go all the way down to 6.46 for Wachusett. So the 16-1 game is in play. Diaz with another tackle. That was Nolan on the run.
It looks like they might give him a yard here.
On the run, 1 yard pickup.
Should bring up 3rd and
We're happy
9.
to travel up to St. John's Prep, Josh. We know how to get there, right?
Safe to say the winner of BC High Prep would likely get that.
The winner of next
Yeah, would be
week's-
number 1.
Oh, is
Sure.
it this week?
No, it's
next
Next
week.
week.
Yeah.
Next week.
Prep has
plays the Captain
BC
Memorial.
High. It's a CM and BC back to back. You don't have to worry about strength of schedule in that league.
They do well there.
Actually, Malden Catholic, which is typically at the bottom, is pretty good this year.
I wonder how you got an MCX? They're playing right now. That's my guy Rich Avery was.
3rd and 9 at the. That's right. Rich Avery's son plays for MC. 3rd and 9 at the 38.
Picked up maybe 1. It's going to bring up 4th
Number 2,
and probably 8 yards, but certainly not punting here.
4th down and 7.
So 7 minutes to go in this.
Well, Everett's got some new looking uniforms on the field there, so I would say they've put in some substitutions here in the 4th quarter.
Should say, Bob, that the win last week for Brockton catapulted them from out of playoff, out of the top 16 in to 15.
Really?
So Brockton moved
They
up
only
3
had
slots.
2 wins, though, correct?
Yeah, but remember, it's about your opponent. And Everett
Yeah, but
had...
they got to win 3 to qualify.
Brockton has 2 right now. They have to
Yeah.
win 1 more. Yes, they had 1 going into last week.
Right.
And I don't know who they have this week. McKay underthrows it. Deflected twice, incomplete. So Everett will get the ball back.
Yeah, roughly right around the 37-yard line.
Oh, we have some costumes. That's a cookie!
Turnover on down.
Cookie Monster. Yeah.
Cookie!
On the Everett side as well.
Father, if she were up, I'd love this right now.
Well, you can show her the bro. You can show it to her, Josh.
That's right, Paul.
Skip the game and bring it right to Cookie.
Get the whole crew.
I love the Cookie Monster.
They all have them on, right? There's more than one there, I think.
The crew is entertained anyway. We don't know if anyone at home is laughing, but the crew is laughing like hell.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to be a penalty on Everett.
Yeah.
We'll send the Emmy in the mail.
Yeah.
I want to see who the other costumes were.
Classical's
How come there
maintaining
aren't more
possession.
people in I'd like to see Elmo here. I don't see Elmo.
Was that pass interference on that
Mr.
call?
Noodle could definitely be here.
Straight
Oh,
ahead.
the Classical got the ball back?
Yeah, they call it, I believe, pass interference on Everett on the play.
Oh. Okay.
Classical kept the ball, marked off the penalty. They got it at the 28-yard line. He ran, looks like he back to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 28.
So I'm going to
actually
say
27.
that was defensive holding because they marked
Yeah, they
it 10
said because it was
yards.
10 yards. You're right. Yeah, because they're at the 27.
Classical and passing play. Ball is up in the air for a long time, deflected, incomplete.
Great defensive play by the Classical receiver.
Matt Durgan is at home laughing.
3rd down.
Yeah, I'm sure. Glad to hear that, Matthew. Tough ball game.
And I'll
here
tell
for
you
your
one thing. Can I tell you one thing I know for a fact? Matt Durgan likes cookies. That I know for a fact.
Good defensive play there by the receiver, Paul. That would have been picked off. So we'll bring it up 3rd and 10. 2 down territory for sure.
Goofy, I'd love to see a Goofy costume. Goofy's one of my all-time favorites. 3rd and 10 from the 27. This is going to be McKay. McKay gets outside, inside the 20. Good run.
Very close to the first down.
Number 2.
Looks like it's going to be, depends where they mark it. It's going to be a little shot. 4th and about a yard. Maybe even a little less than a yard. Big play for their offense to keep the drive going. Hopefully trying to get on the scoreboard here.
The clock on the screen has stopped, but we assure you the clock on the scoreboard is running. 2:56. Classical at 4th down. Bounces off a tackle. Good job by McKay. He's going to have the first down.
Yeah, did it all on his own.
Number 2 is
Stopped in the backfield. Would have been short of the first down. And great second effort. Picks up the first down. Classical 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. This is the closest they've been all night, Paul.
You know, it would be really great to see Bert and Ernie.
Well,
Yeah, I love Ernie. Ernie is one of my all-time favorites.
the
Hi, Bert.
trick-or-treaters.
If Bird were doing the broadcast with me, I'd say, "Hi, Bird."
Straight ahead.
Never have to worry
Down to
about
the 10.
filling airtime with me, Josh. I could just waste time all night.
31, Thomas Dolan on the run. 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12 at the 15.
Lost a
And
couple
we are
of
in a
yards in the play,
situation
2nd and
where,
12.
barring a turnover, Everett will not snap the ball in this quarter, which is just fine.
Unless Classical scores.
But the clock will still move.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're not going to get to... There'll be in no
run,
hurry to get upfield and kick off, Bob, I assure you.
Straight ahead. Oh. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12. You get back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it.
You know the Cookie Monster song, Bob, right? You remember that from when your kids are young? You don't know that? Josh does. Josh, you know the Cookie Monster song?
It's been a long time. My kids are pretty grown up.
You want to hear it? Or
I'd be honored.
C is for cookie. It's good enough for me. C is for cookie. It's good enough for me. I can go. Oh, and there's
Cookie Monster.
Cookie. What about the other people with her? That did not look like Sesame characters, right? Yeah. Okay. Cookie starts with C.
Good thing he didn't see the Cookie Monster in the first quarter.
Oh, that would have been great.
This would have been a long.
This would have been all night.
Yeah, this would have been a long game if he saw it in the first quarter. Well, he's coming.
And unfortunately,
he lost shot at
fortunately for all you at home, this Sesame Street broadcast is about to end because there's 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, they're not going to run another play. That's it.
It's a family broadcast. So, Everett bounces back in the biggest of ways after the disappointing loss at Brockton last week. They take care of business. Everett 48, Bob Classical 0. We talked about the stats at the halftime. All we can add to that is a 38-yard touchdown pass in the third quarter from Clark to Rodriguez and a 2-yard touchdown run by Manny also in the third quarter to make it 48-0. So the Tide pick up a key third win. They will look to go to 4-4. Brian Vaughn is having an unpleasant discussion with Justin Flores on the field, pointing to the scoreboard. And it seems like it's, I shouldn't say unpleasant, but I think he's trying to make a point that maybe there were some things he didn't like. But regardless, Brian's a gentleman, and I'm sure it's going to end fine. So Everett with a big game, hosting Revere next Friday, 6 p.m. at Everett Memorial Stadium. So for my partner, Bob Mullins.
Yes.
I am Paul Halloran, and Everett 48 Classical Nothing. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on Sesame Street next week.
Still having words up there.